Have you ever seen Evil Genius? What do you really think happened to JonBenét Ramsey? These are all universal water cooler conversation starters, or at least they were at some point in time. Point is, there's just something about true crime stories that we love. Do we all secretly just want to be detectives? Well, according to psychologists, yeah, we kind of do. Books, film, TV, even art appeals to our universal sense of human nature. According to a report by the Huffington Post, psychologists say that in watching stories, we can explore a part of our personality that we might not openly embrace.
I had never seen a case that took so many turns in so many different directions, and really it was bizarre.
Don't worry, psychologists won't think that you are a murderer because you like shows about murder. As long as you don't get too attached or involved in the narrative, psychologists say following a true crime series is simply your brain trying to understand different parts of the human psyche. Following a murderer's narrative gives us insight into the most gruesome and senseless parts of humanity, while in the safety of our own home. It's also a survival instinct. According to a study from the Social, Psychological, and Personality Science Journal, learning about crimes, how they happen, who the victims are, help people, especially women, learn ways to prevent becoming victims themselves, which makes sense since according to the National Coalition Against Domestic Violence, 94% of homicide victims are female. Gone are the days are waiting for 48 hours to get a crime fix. While classic programming like 48 Hours is still on, popular crime shows like Unsolved Mysteries from the late 80s and Forensic Files from the mid-90s are now streaming. And a ton of new content is being released, and it's changing the game. Not only is Hollywood making documentaries and series about crime, dramatic adaptations of real-life crimes and investigations are one of the most popular genres out today. Netflix's wildly popular show Mindhunter chronicles the two FBI agents who changed the way we investigate murders. It follows actor Jonathan Groff as Agent Holden Ford and his team in the early days of the FBI's behavioral science unit.
I was her toy all my life, right up until the moment I cut off her head with a hunting knife.
So there's a reason people are still making series about the JonBenét murder 20 years later. We're still fascinated by it. In fact, the documentary Casting JonBenét was just released on Netflix in 2017. True crime documentaries can be so impactful, they change the course of the case. HBO's The Jinx was a 6-part documentary examining the life of reclusive millionaire Robert Durst, who was connected to 3 murders over the course of 4 decades, including his wife, his best friend, and a neighbor. Durst had consistently maintained his innocence and remained a free man, until he was recorded admitting to, quote, killing them all in the final episode of the series. He has since been charged with murder.